Founded in 2014, the Extraordinary Achievers' vision is to empower others to be the best version of themselves. The show is hosted by Chief Lady Waynette Peters, a multi-entrepreneur, empowerment speaker, confidence mentor, positive lifestyle coach, humanitarian ambassador, and a TV host. Lady Waynette is a holder of over 35 international awards for her humanitarian, philanthropic, and international empowerment contributions and holds 2 chieftaincy titles. Welcome to the Extraordinary Achievers Show.
Welcome to another episode of the Extraordinary Achievers Show. We are joined with international coaches today. I'm super excited because they just have so much to share with us. I am Lady Waynette Peters, the founder and CEO of the Extraordinary Achievers. And I'd like to say welcome to our YouTube viewers, welcome to our Facebook viewers, welcome to our website viewers, welcome to our Twitter viewers. Welcome. We are looking forward to a lively show tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. So, how can you make them fall in love with you? How to spice up your relationship and how to get your groove back. That's what we are on today. We are on love, relationship, self-love. And let's see what our coaches are going to share with us today. We are going to kindly request that you take a moment to share this live broadcast. We encourage you to comment, to like, to ask questions, and we also welcome your experiences. The coaches are here so they can share what they specialize in, but we also would like to know what you would like to hear from the coaches. So get ready to ask them as many questions as you can. We are going to have the links to how we can get hold of them, their website, their Instagram pages, and we are going to be able to connect with them afterwards. I'd like to say hello, Louisa. I see you're there. Hello to Sophia Lambru. Hello, Tivona. Simon C. Brown. Hello. Empress Joanna. Hello. Bangig. Fantastic having you here. Francis Albert, once again, we welcome you to the Extraordinary Achievers Show. We would like to request that you share. We would like more people to get involved for today. So today, who do we have on the show? We have got Shane and Fatima. We have got Christiana Amaya. We have got Valerie Robinson. And we have Coach Lisa Hawkins. And they are all in the studio and waiting to get engaged, share as much as they can. These are amazing people that are doing some amazing things. So we are going to get a snippet of who they are and what they can share with us today. Our first guests today are going to be Shane and Fatima, and we're going to take a second just to watch this video. Shane and Fatima, welcome onto the Extraordinary Achievers Show.
Hello.
Hi, thanks for having us. Yep. Happy to be here.
Thank you. Shane and Fatima are conscious relationship coaches. They work together to empower, to amaze, and to change lives. Their motto is how to create a lifetime partnership with your ideal person. So Shane and Fatima, tell us, what are the red flags that we should watch out for in a potential partner?
Well, you know, I love this question, and I don't think it's as mysterious as we tend to think it's like some secret. How do we figure it out? But it's really, you know, somebody who can't be consistent with you, somebody who doesn't return calls and texts, somebody who's never available, hard to get a hold of, somebody who cancels plans last minute. Like those very early on are very clear signs that this is somebody who's probably wasting your time, probably doesn't have a serious interest. I think just starting with that, if you just filter those people out, you would save yourself a ton of heartache. And what do you think?
I'd also add anybody when you're dating someone or when you're in the initial stages of being in a relationship with someone, when you bring something up to their attention, like, hey, I want to ask you, like, what did you mean about this? This made me feel uncomfortable. If they're not open to engaging in discussions or not open to at least having a discussion about uncomfortable topics, and they don't seem open overall, I think that could be a sign of a red flag also. I mean, when we're consciously creating our relationship, we want to have space to have discussion, to bring up what's coming up for us, what makes us feel good, what makes us feel uncomfortable. And a partner that doesn't allow for that kind of discussion, I think, would be a red flag to watch out for.
Yep, absolutely.
Thank you. So now we have a starter of what to look out for in the red flags in a potential partner. Now, moving on to our next question for you today. Is it important to set boundaries at an early stage? And when do you meet someone on the first date? Do you say, well, these are my boundaries that I have? Or do you wait until you see how the relationship is going? Or is it something that you talk about the minute that you say, hey, I like you and I like you, I might want to hook up with you? When do you talk about setting boundaries?
I think boundaries come as things come up, really. And I don't think it's ever too early to communicate a boundary. And I think it doesn't have to be an aggressive kind of conversation. It could be like, hey, do you mind if I share something with you? This was something you did, something you said, this is how it made me feel. And, I'd appreciate it if you not do those kinds of things. And I think address them as they come up. There's no reason to wait. If this person is going to get driven away by your boundaries, it's better that happens sooner rather than later, I think. So address them as they come up, and just, it's really just comes down to authentically communicating what's real for you.
Yeah. We forget relationships unfold over time. So it's not that you come to a first date and have a list of demands and a list of boundaries and things like that. It's as you're unfolding in the relationship, as you're discovering and going through the discovery process in a relationship, there are going to be situations that come up. There are going to be things that are said. So those are opportunities to ask questions. Like I said earlier, it's, what did you mean by that? Actually, this is a boundary for me. Can we talk about that? And constantly treating the relationship as something that's unfolding over time. So gradually, as things come up, you're in a discovery process with each other, and you're also communicating what your boundaries are.
Yeah.
So boundaries, however, are they the same for us as what we are actually looking for, as in morals and values? Are those part of the boundaries?
You broke up for a minute there. Could you repeat the question?
Our morals and values, are they part of boundaries?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I think your morals and your values are kind of the things that will determine what your boundaries are. Like those, we talk about values, like your values are the things that are most important to you in life. For some people it's travel and adventure. For other people it's home and family. But your values are these things that are most important to you in life. And when you naturally, those things that are important to you are going to, the logical conclusion of that is going to lead you to what your boundaries are. So yeah, I would definitely say they're very closely related.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Shane and Fatima, we're going to come back to you. We're just going to introduce Christiane to our audience. So Shane and Fatima, please bear with us as we introduce Christiana, and we will come back to you. Thank you. If you've just joined us, welcome to the Extraordinary Achievers. On our screens right now, we have Christiane Amaya, who is a coach, and she joins us tonight on the Extraordinary Achievers. Before we hear from her, we are going to play this video. Christiane, welcome to the Extraordinary Achievers.
Thank you so much for having me. It's so good to be here with all of you tonight.
Thank you. Christiane Amer is a love and relationship coach. She's worked with over 700 women privately on topics of divine feminine awakening, tantra, sacred, and facilities international trainings she's been part of on programs that offer her work at events like Tantra Festival Ibiza. With her soft yet powerful feminine presence that she embodies now, you won't believe it, but Christiane once lived out of disconnection from her own love, connection, and intimacy. After burning out at 28 and recovering from repression, a journey of self-healing and spiritual awakening. Christiane dedicated her life to support individuals and couples to live the love, intimacy, and relationships they desire and deserve. She walks her talk gracefully as a path of love. German-born, she currently lives in Ibiza. Please let me know if you need to hear anything else from Christiane. Let us know what you'd like her to advise you on. How did she find that love in herself, and what was her journey like? These are some of the questions that we're going to ask you today. So Christiane, you were disconnected from your own love and connection and intimacy.
Yeah.
What consisted of your journey in coming back? What was that self-healing path and spiritual awakening? What happened? What did you do?
Yeah, I think like many of us, I've been really thinking that love is something that's outside of me. So I guess I had that little girl's dream of like, once I find my partner, everything gonna be fine and I gonna be loved. And, love is always something that's outside of me. That was my experience as I grew up. So I've been like really looking into different ways of finding that love in relationship, and this didn't work, and finding that love in other ways, in like partying, drinking, and also in work, overworking, and really like looking for that love, longing for that love, but not finding it outside. And this really brought me into that downer spiral of burning myself out and going to a severe depression. And that was really my big awakening. I really believe that those kind of moments in our life are our big awakenings, where we really have that opportunity to change something in life. And that's what I did. I quit my job. I left that relationship that I was in. I sold all my furniture, my car, and I went on a journey to Asia. And in Asia, I really felt like slowly, piece by piece, coming home back to myself through yoga, through meditation, and really exploring like who am I actually in my core. And what was a big part of my journey, like very soon, was Tantra. So I got introduced to that ancient path, and that really helped me to find the love that is deep inside of me, and also just being reminded that love is the deepest power and that it is within, and that our whole humanness is holy and divine and beautiful, including our bodies, our emotions, just everything. So that's how it all started, and that's been my journey since then.
Amazing and fantastic. Continuing what you have just shared with us, and as we're looking at how we can get our groove back, we want to know how we can get our groove back. So we want to ask you, how do you help women find their divine awakening?
Yeah. So I think it is really, really important to look beyond what we maybe have around us. So I feel my work often like showing up as a role model in that sense. Not that I want to be that, but just giving another perspective of life, how we can live our life. And what it's really important for us as women feel, it's really getting out of our head and getting into our body, because that's where we have to be as women. And we're so trained in just being up there and really cutting the whole lower part of our body, cutting that off, and with that really cutting off from our feminine essence, from our feminine power. And what I do with women is really bringing them back into their bodies, connecting them to their divine feminine essence through different kind of practices and techniques, and really teaching them how to love themselves, like really how to love their bodies, how to love their emotions, their sexuality, and because then we can also share that with others. So many women who are doing that work, they're really experiencing that big love that's flowing through them, what is our feminine nature. That's what we share with this world. It's our essence, and then we can share this with others. So being more in love with ourselves, being more loving and soft with our children, and also with our partners in a relationship.
Amazing. We are going to explore more about what you can offer us and what snippet of what we can learn from you today. I think it is obvious to our viewers that there is a lot more that we can learn from all the coaches that are here today. Christiane, we will be back with you. If you have just joined us on the Extraordinary Achievers, we have Shane and Fatima. We have Christiane, we have Valerie, we have Lisa, and they're all coaches that are here today to share with us a snippet, as I keep on saying, a snippet of what they offer. But boy, those snippets are going to be more than we can ever imagine. So we thank them for being on the show with us today. And we are going to ask you to please share this live recording, share this broadcast. We welcome our YouTube viewers, we welcome our Facebook viewers, we welcome our Twitter viewers, and we welcome all our other platforms that we are on live today, including our website viewers. We welcome you all to the Extraordinary Achievers. The number that you see of people that are watching is not only you. We are using an outside streaming channel, so there are more people watching, and the true number will be reflected after the show. However, that should not stop you from sharing. Share with a friend, share with a relative, share with a colleague, share with someone. In the COVID times, we have been stuck at home and we have been in quarantine. There are many different factors that are there. I know there's someone here in London I was talking to today that said she would like to hear how she can continue to have her relationship blossoming when her partner is abroad and they have been separated in this COVID times. So many different changes are happening. So today we have the love coaches in the month of February, the month of love, to see how we can spice up our relationships, or how we can avail ourselves and open up that love can find us, that we are lovable, that the people that see us see nothing but love through our soul, our spirit, our eyes, and our being. Next, we are going to welcome Valerie Robinson. Before Valerie comes onto the screen, we are going to play this video. Valerie Robinson, welcome onto the Extraordinary Achievers Show. Welcome, Valerie. Valerie is a songwriter.
Oh, hey, good evening, good evening.
Good evening, sweetie pie. Good evening, and welcome onto the show. I was just telling our viewers that you are a songwriter.
Thank you.
Fantastic. I was telling our viewers that you are a songwriter, you're a workshop facilitator, a motivational speaker, a relationship coach, and an author of The Marriage Rope. You've been happily married for 35 years. Valerie, you have 4 children plus 6 grandchildren with your husband, Paul. You're also known by the stage name Barry Boom. Alongside your husband, Valerie, you run the independent record label Emmanuel House Records. Years of songwriting under the belt, Valerie, you've achieved success, recognition, and in the reggae music industry, both at home and abroad. Recently, Valerie stepped into the artist spotlight herself and released her debut single, Stand By Your God. Currently working on songs for her debut album, Valerie balances being a wife, a mother, a friend, an entrepreneur, an artist, an author, and a creative passion, and she uses it with flair. The author of Marriage Rope, The Marriage Rope, is live on our show today, Valerie Robinson. And we welcome you. And our viewers, I was sharing that
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Valerie, we've got this question that we have here. You have written a book. Please tell us about your book. What is The Marriage Rope about?
Right. The Marriage Rope is about marriage. It's about how to have and maintain a successful, long-lasting relationship. It was birthed out of questions that people were asking me. As you've mentioned, my husband is a singer, Barry Boom, and oftentimes we've written songs together. So when he's out performing, sometimes he'll say to the audience, oh, me and my wife wrote this song, or we wrote this, or we wrote that. And then afterwards, I would find myself, people would come up to me, women, men, they would come up to me and say, how come you lot have been married for so long? What's going on? What is it you do? And out of those questions being asked, and as well as family and friends as well, I began to help other people. I started engaging, organizing meetings, and then I came up with the idea that what I needed to do was to get everything written down and sort of explain to people what we had done. And when I began on this journey of writing this book, I actually just thought everyone was doing what we were doing. I didn't realize that we were doing something altogether different. So that's why I wrote the book, to share our techniques. And I've also devised like coaching programs and sessions with our techniques, the things that we've done. So it's slightly autobiographical, but not really, because I just give examples of the things that we've done.
Amazing. Valerie, we are going to be back with you shortly. We are just going to introduce our other coach that's here today. And Valerie, we'll see you in a minute. Amazing. Why did I read all of that about Valerie? Because Valerie has been married for 35 years. And we would like to know the secrets next on how she has been married for 35 years. How has she managed to hook on to that man for 35 years? And how is she still smiling after 35 years? We will be hearing back from Valerie. In the meantime, we are going to introduce you to this amazing woman. Her name is Lisa Hawkins. And Lisa is a dating and relationship coach. We are going to watch this video. Lisa Hawkins is a dating and relationship coach with over 26 years of experience. And today we welcome you on the Extraordinary Achievers Show. Welcome, Lisa.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for joining us today. Lisa, you have personal growth and development, psychology, and human behavior experience with an emphasis on relationships. Lisa, you're passionate about helping others to learn that the most important connection you can make is yourself. It all starts with ourselves, right? Beginning with the self-love, Lisa, you work with women and you work with men to awaken their conscious part of themselves that intuitively knows how to love deeply from within. Surviving many traumas in your past, including domestic violence, Lisa, you want to help others. Lisa began her passion for understanding why relationships don't work 26 years ago. Her career specifically in dating and relationship coaching 6 years ago after being in another difficult and abusive relationship. After getting out of that relationship, Lisa dove into what causes into unhealthy relationships and how people can avoid toxic relationships in an early stage and create and be ready for a healthy partner. Lisa helps those that want to have more fulfilling relationships, starting with love. Love being the one thing that everyone craves for on a deep level. Lisa recognizes that, and looking inside yourself, she says you can see the scariest part of life. Facing fears, demons, guilt, hurt, and trauma can be hard, and it is difficult to know where to start. Lisa makes this journey easier. Enduring everything, she has her own past. Lisa understands that others' pain and suffering on a primal level. She's walked through difficult experiences and came out on the other side of the mountain, and she wants to give her clients the same opportunity. And today we get to hear a snippet of what it is that Lisa has become, not only to herself, but now to us too. Lisa, how do you know if you are consciously doing it? What is consciousness?
Consciousness is being awake. And oftentimes we do things by default. Our brain is conditioned at an early point in our life. And when we do things without consciously questioning what we do and why, we're mostly working off default, which is asleep. So you know you're conscious if you're living with intention and if you're questioning those aspects of your life that aren't working, your emotions, your thoughts, your beliefs, and your reactions.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. And our next question is, what is it that makes a full conscious relationship? What is a fully conscious relationship, and how do we adopt our conscious minds and that conscious relationship?
Well, a conscious relationship is two people that are working through their relationship with intention and purpose, and they know where they're going, and they have intent on how they want to get there. And it takes a skill to do this. We have to question the hardest parts of ourselves, and that includes being very uncomfortable at times, and having a commitment to work through that for the betterment of the relationship. Conscious couples thrive on growth and a healthy relationship, and they have that commitment to themselves as a person and to the relationship and to a higher cause.
Lisa, how important is it to us to learn to be conscious in a relationship? Is it the be all and end all? Do we have to be conscious to have a lasting relationship?
We do not. There's a lot of people that have lasting relationships that are not conscious, and that's fine. It's a choice, really. It's a lifestyle choice to be conscious in a relationship. So you have to be willing, as I said, to look at the difficult stuff, to look deep within yourself, to have hard conversations. But it's important if you want to deepen your relationship. And it's very possible to have a relationship that you never dreamt was possible when you're in a conscious relationship.
Thank you. We are going to come back to you, and we are just going to go back to Shane and Fatima. If you have just joined us on the Extraordinary Achievers, welcome to our team of coaches that are here joining us today as we talk about how are we going to get our groove back, and how can someone fall in love with us? What do we need to change about us, or what do they need to change about themselves? And how can we spice up that relationship? We have been in lockdown. Now, I'd like to know from Shane and Fatima, I follow you on Instagram, and the two of you have such chemistry every single time. How are you spicing up your relationship to keep this chemistry going?
Oh boy. You know, it's something we talk about a lot, is like, I think the little things make a big difference, you know, and like, just for example, we, throughout this whole pandemic thing, we haven't missed a date night, you know, and I think it's like, I remember even during the pandemic, it was like, okay, we haven't left the house in, you know, months. Maybe we should like dress up and have dinner, because it was just like, I think effort is really what it comes down to for me. It's like you can't get too comfortable. You can't just rest on your laurels and let the relationship go. You've got to consistently bring that intention and that effort. And there's a quote I heard says, "Do what you did in the beginning, and there won't be an end." And I think in the beginning that's very easy, and people let it go. So I think effort is really what it comes down to.
Yeah, and making sure that it's an important priority. We always know when our date night is going to be, and sometimes we have 2 or 3 date nights in a week. And date night doesn't have to be that we leave the house and go to a restaurant. Being creative has certainly helped us to keep our intimacy and our fun and the passion, and it helps with our connection. And we know that that's important. I know that's important to Shane, and Shane knows it's important to me. So we're aware of that, and we discuss things together. And we'll be like, so what are we doing for our date night this week? And sometimes it's a picnic in our living room, and sometimes it's we dress up and we bring out the candles and we decorate, or we get some flowers and we just have a nice dinner at home. But we bring that intentionality into whatever we do together, and we always remember to have fun together. Having fun is really, really important.
Yeah.
So if you're at home, or you have someone that you know that wants to know how to spice up their relationship and have that spark and constantly have that smile that Fatima has on her face, and nowadays date nights are it, and they dress up and they make the effort. Our next question to this amazing couple on our screens today is there a secret recipe to keeping someone interested in you? Like, our viewers might want to know if they have someone that was interested in them before or is interested now, but how can they keep them interested in them?
Yeah, I think something Lisa said earlier is growth, and that a conscious relationship is about growth. And I think that is one of the things that you continue to grow together. You continue to challenge each other to be better versions of yourself. Like I think really, in my opinion, that's what keeps people together in the long run. There are lots of little tricks and things to get someone to like you, but those things don't really create lasting results. I think growth and challenging each other to be better people, that keeps people together.
I'll add too, being passionate in your life and doing the things that bring you to life, that exhibit all of your radiance and your joy out there. I think that is something that's really important for us individually. It's what brings you to life. Other people are interested in what brings you to life. And when you're exhibiting your passion and you're doing the things in your life that inspire you, it's very attractive to all kinds of people, not just your potential mate. But it's really important to lead a fulfilled life and do the things in your life that bring you joy, that bring you excitement, that you can share your laughter about. It's really being who you are. But it exudes a kind of magic that is very appealing. And I think that's also really important in relationship. It's never stop growing personally, and that contributes to the relationship.
The key word that I got there is bringing back some magic, that secret magic that you can work out together. Fatima and Shane, thank you. We will be back, and we are going to move on now to Valerie Robinson. Valerie, we are welcoming you back on the show. And whilst Valerie's on our screens, who has been married for over 35 years to Paul Robinson, also known as Barry Boom, the famous singer that we know of. Now, I would like to ask you a question, Valerie. And how have you been married for over 35 years? How has your relationship lasted this long?
He's such a good friend. He's such a good friend. And I was speaking to him earlier about this, and I think that, we just mutually respect one another. We have this mutual appreciation for one another. And it's also about appreciating one another, knowing that we're flawed. Now, most relationships, people seeking relationships are saying they've got to be like this and they've got to be like that, and they've got to do this and they've got to have that. And, the relationship that we have, I agree with Fatima and Shane, as they were just saying, that you grow together and you evolve together. You change. I mean, we got married very young. We were in our early 20s, 21 and 22 respectively. But we were very clear about what we wanted. And we agreed. We agreed mutually. So most things for us is about it being mutual, as opposed to me saying I want it this way and I want this and I want that and it's got to be like that, or him saying I want it like this and want it to be like that. It's never been like that for us, and we've just continued like that from the beginning. Like when we got married, we bought our first house and he wanted to live in Southeast, I wanted to live in West. We had to agree, so we moved to a completely different area that none of us knew. We've got to both be mutually happy. So because he cares about making me happy and I care about making him happy, it's not a solo thing. It's mutual. I don't know if you are picking up on what I'm saying. It's a bit cutting out a little bit.
We definitely are picking up on what you're saying, and our viewers are taking notes on how to stay married for 35 years. And Valerie, we will be coming back to you. We are going to move on to Christiane. Christiane, we welcome you back onto our screens. Christiane, the question to you now is, how can we get our groove back? How can we get that hoo-ha that makes us attractive, that makes us sparkle, that makes us wantable, if there's a word like that, that makes someone to want us and say, I want you and I want you and I want you. How do we get that groove back in this time? Everything seems so dull. How do we do it?
Yeah, I think like it's very it can be really hard for singles, for example, right? How to meet someone and how to kind of like engage with someone. I think it's really important that we put ourselves out there and really admit what we really want, in any way. So how I work a lot with single women, and it's really important to just acknowledge we're longing for love, that we're desiring this, because many women might feel ashamed of that, of even having that desire to be in love, in connection, and to really allow ourselves to feel that longing, and also just acknowledge the vulnerability of our heart and see like where we've maybe been hurt and where we've been abandoned, and kind of like taking ourselves back and kind of like hiding a bit from being more intimate with a partner or dating, and really identifying our relationship patterns and getting out of our own way and trying out new things. Trying out new things. I think that's really important. I mean, there's still space to meet people. It might be online. That was the case for me, and that's the case for many people at this moment.
Fantastic. And thank you for that. So the word is explore. Explore within yourself, explore. And watching this program is a good way to do it today, because we are going to learn some new ways to be attractive. We're not talking about attraction here and attractiveness in the facial manner. We're talking about attractiveness that comes from within, inside you. Christiane, how can couples open to the path of love? Because this is something that you concentrate on. How can couples open to that path of love?
So what Shane and Fatima before said, I think like creating quality time, creating a date night, it's really important to not just let the habit of the day-to-day life kick in, but really like committing and making that time to really connect with each other. another way, what I think it's really important is to communicate, to, not only talk about day-to-day stuff, but really talk about matters of the heart, and just, sit together in those date nights and to have conversations about, appreciate each other. So basically saying like, what do you love about each other? What are your fears? What are your needs? What are your desires? What is your heart really, really longing for? And getting really vulnerable. I feel like this vulnerability, I see this so much in my own relationship. It creates so much connection, and really inviting those parts that we often maybe think are unlovable, to just bring them in, and to also open ourselves more to, a different form of intimacy. In those date nights, there's so many things that can happen. Maybe we just want to have dinner together, or maybe we want to massage each other, or go for a walk if we're really much in our heads, and just being together in a beautiful way. And what I also really encourage is like eye gazing. It's a practice I love to do. I love to teach. Just like, we're often like, how often do we really look someone else in the eyes and really stay together for like 5 minutes and just breathe together? Like, there's so many beautiful ways of connections that's way beyond words. Yeah.
Because you specialize too in Tantra. And so here we are looking at Tantra lovemaking. And when you're talking about gaze eyes and coming to that state, which is a higher state of having that lovemaking, which is inside us, right? And Phyllis, tell us a little bit about the tantric love that you and that you also coach on.
Yeah, for me, it is really bringing those mindfulness practices of meditation, of yoga into the bedroom with ourselves and with our partners. And it has a lot to do with really slowing things down. So really going slow and becoming aware of like little sensations, like really opening our senses, like staying really present and connected with ourselves, but also with the other. We often tend to rush things, and we can't feel the magic. Like, it's really bringing that magic back into our lives. It can be like, creating a beautiful sensual space with music, with incense, with flowers, with candlelights, like really inviting that magic back, and really seeing also ourselves and our partner as not only that human being, but really also seeing the divine nature, the essence of love in the other, and really seeing the other one and making love to the other one in its purest form. And that's what it is for me. That was the magic is. And since I got into that part, I've just been like, wow, it's so beautiful. I think it's really what the world and what we in our relationships and our intimacy especially need, to slow things down.
Thank you. As I understand it, once you discover the lovemaking, which is of the ultimate intimacy, is when you allow that tantric feeling, that mutual feeling of the mind, body, and souls, and that you connect, that you are then entwined with someone. We would love to talk about this in detail next time, but we will be back shortly. We are going to skip and hope and do our musical chairs, and we are going to go over to our next speaker that we have, Lisa Hawkins, which is our guest, who's an amazing dating and relationship coach. Lisa, welcome back again. And I just want to say to our viewers, if you've just joined us, we have some amazing coaches that are here today, and they have some amazing programs that they have, which can help us to either find ourselves if we're single, to find the right person, but to be lovable. And if we are not single and we have managed to find that person, we have all these coaches that are able to also coach us on how can we stay in love. And if our love is dwindling a little bit, these coaches are able to tell us how to spice it up, spruce it up, and take it to another level. Lisa, please tell us, what is the main issue that is there? What are the main issues with relationships today? Why are relationships sometimes challenging or being of struggle?
That's a good question. The reason why there is struggle is because we have been taught to move through relationships a certain way by society mainly. And when we get into a relationship, we just move from that place. And like I mentioned before, we have to question it if it's not working and find healthier relationship skills. I feel that there's 4 major reasons that I see, but lack of effective communication skills, listening skills, the ability to own your share, which is a very important part, and then using the disagreements and the triggers to grow and deepen your relationship. And often couples leave with the situation unattended. They get frustrated and they walk away, and it just doesn't get resolved.
Thank you. And Lisa, tell us about your coaching services, because you have some amazing packages that you have. But can you share something with us that you've specifically got ready to share for today? Share something special with us.
I do. I'm offering 20% off of a 1-hour session for anyone in this viewing show. And also I have a 10 session package where you save $455. I have a 4-session package where you save $180. And soon, in the next few days, I'll have an ebook out.
Thank you, Lisa. And Lisa, we will be back. Musical Chairs begins again. We are going back to Valerie. Valerie, are you there, my love? Valerie, where can our viewers buy your book?
Hey. My book's not actually online yet until next month, so they can get that next month. The link will be, I'm going to put a special link on my website, which is marriagerope.com. And I'm also offering your viewers 20-minute free consultation. So if they go to marriagerope.com, they can make an appointment, just book themselves into my calendar. I've only got a few spots left available, but I thought I'd offer them to your viewers this evening.
Valerie has so much to share, and she is an absolutely amazing coach. We apologize on behalf of Valerie, who I know personally very well, that she's going to be so gutted that you couldn't hear everything that she had to say because of the internet connection. However, we are going to put the link for Valerie in our chat box, in our comment box, and you will be able to comment and ask her questions, especially about how she has been married for 35 years and what has she had to do to spice up that relationship and keep the famous Barry Boom so happy and smiling, and how she keeps a family, and how she keeps her grandchildren, and how she still looks so young after being married after 35 years. I mean, Barry Boom, you're doing something amazing. And we are so delighted to have had you on the show today. We absolutely love you, love your energy, and we know we are going to have you back on the show. We are just going to move on to Shane.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We're going to move on to Shane and Fatima. Shane and Fatima, please tell our viewers about your coaching packages. Now, I'm hooked to your shows because you're on Instagram. So anytime I see you're coming on live, I'm like, yes, I need to learn something new because I know you're full of so many nuggets. Can you please share with our viewers about some of the packages that you offer?
Of course, absolutely. And as you mentioned a couple times, for anyone who's interested in connecting with us, Instagram is definitely the best place to do that. We put out a lot of content for free on Instagram that is really powerful. And from our Instagram, if you click the link that we have on our profile, we have a free workshop available that you could take. We also have a program called Crash Course in Love. It's a 4-week. It's exactly what it sounds like, Crash Course. In 4 weeks, we take you through a 7-step process to creating a conscious relationship. And it's a really powerful, really profound course. So if you're interested in working more closely with us, that's a great place to start, is with the Crash Course in Love. And if you're interested in private coaching, join us on Instagram, send us a DM, and we'll be happy to let you know where we could go from there. So.
Thank you. I will keep on following you on Instagram. So people, when you see me forever smiling, after next year, when I'm back on this show in February, and you see me smiling from smile to smile, ear to ear, then you know that I've still been watching all these coaches and I have been learning a lot. Thank you. And we will be back with you. We have a question for Lisa. Thank you for watching the Extraordinary Achievers today. And we welcome Lisa, one of our coaches, back onto our screens. And the question for you, Lisa, is, I believe some people are naturally conscious in a relationship without actually realizing that they are practicing consciousness. But I believe, this is TJ, he says he believes if they were conscious of the fact, they might put a little more effort into it and have a much better relationship, which means that, to Lisa, consciousness is key. Then, after his statement, he goes on to say, my question to you, Lisa, is how do you transform and make aware what it really means to be conscious? And if a couple are willing to be conscious, should they move on?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's threefold, actually. But, as far as being conscious already, that's wonderful. Practicing consciousness. When something shows up and it's uncomfortable, we're triggered or feel discomfort, sad, depression, anger, that's an opportunity for us to look. And then when we do look, we actually do grow in consciousness. And we may do that with our partner, and we may have to do that alone. And so that's how you grow in consciousness. If you have a disagreement with your partner, then it would be time to go your separate ways, journal, write, process what has happened. And then when you feel not so triggered anymore, that would be the time to go back in a loving way and express what you experienced and talk it through. And that's the way that a relationship actually deepens in intimacy. And
Thank you, Lisa, for answering that. Lisa, did you want to say something else?
I'm okay. Thanks.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you for answering that question for us. And we are going to go back to Christiane. Christiane, please tell us about your packages. What have you got to offer in this? I know I love the word tantric. I think everyone now knows I love the word tantric, because ever since I knew that word in its most purest form than what I thought it resembled before, I've known how to embrace it. So please tell us, how can we all come and learn more about the word tantric within ourselves, and how we can share it with our partners and all the other programs you've got to offer?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's beautiful, what you just said, like really the embracing of the whole human being. So I do have a free digital guide on my website, christianameyer.com. There are 7 intimate self-love practices that every woman should know. It's a really beautiful journey to just start. I also do offer one-on-one coaching, and I have the Women's Code, what is my 12 weeks group mentoring program for women coming up. This is for single women who want to open up to a deeper sense of love, intimacy, and partnership. It's going to start again in March, just in a few days, in 2 weeks. And yeah, there's a special available until Monday evening. So there are different ways of working together. I have an online program that's purely around sacred sexuality for women. And I hope that soon live retreats can be happening again here on Ibiza or somewhere else. So there are different ways to connect.
Thank you, Christiane. We appreciate that. We appreciate all our coaches that we've had today so amazingly. So we are going to let you, Christiane, think about the last 30 seconds, something you would like to say to our viewers today. And we're going to go to Shane and Fatima. Shane and Fatima, what would you like to say as a final word to our guests that are listening out there?
I would say this: if you're, and this is to somebody who's looking for a relationship or wants a conscious relationship, the fact that you want it means that somebody else wants it too. And exactly what you're looking for and dreaming about in a partner, there's somebody who's looking for and dreaming about those same things. And believe in that. Know that you're on your way to that person. Know that they're on their way to you. And live in that, carry that with you every day. Anything you want to add to that?
I was going to say the same thing.
So that's our final thought.
Did you just hear, ladies and gentlemen, how they even think the same? And Shane just said, whatever you're dreaming about is dreaming about it. So your dream is not only in your own fantasy in your head. Someone else out there is dreaming about exactly that same thing. So the universe, whoever is making that dream and having that dream that I'm having, I hope to bump into you as soon as this lockdown finishes, or on one of these forums. There's someone dreaming about the same thing. We are going to ask Valerie to get ready whilst we're going to go back to Lisa. Valerie, we're going to ask you to get ready with your last 30 seconds of what you would like to say to our viewers out there today. We are going to go back to Lisa. And Lisa, what would you say to our viewers as your very last words you want to share with them for today? Because they are going to contact you and they are going to sign up to the amazing program that you have. What would you like to say to them?
I look forward to that. What I have to say is to keep the curiosity going. When we're dating someone, we're very curious about what they like, what they don't like, what makes them feel good, what makes them not feel good. And oftentimes after we've been in a relationship, we get into a comfortable groove and we think we know our partner. But curiosity will get you a long way in a relationship. If you can just keep the curiosity going, how their day was, what they're thinking, feeling. People change and their feelings may be changing. And that's how someone feels loved and respected in a relationship, is because their partner is genuinely interested in who they are as a person. Curiosity also can diffuse an argument quite quickly. If you're curious about what your partner is experiencing in that moment, then it diffuses some of the fired up feeling that you might be experiencing when you're focusing on yourself. So my gift is keep the curiosity going.
Thank you, Lisa. And we have seen so many other comments. I saw a comment from Tivona saying she loves the show. She's loving the spicing up of the show today. And we've seen all your comments saying you're loving the show and you're loving the vibe. So we thank you. Thank you, Lisa. And we are going to hear from Valerie next. Before we just hear from Valerie, I'd like to let you know that we have a surprise at the end of the show, because we are going to surprise someone today. So please stay tuned in right until the end of the show. And we are now going to go to Valerie, and we're going to ask Valerie. Valerie, please share with us your last thoughts for today with our viewers.
Yes, I will. Winning is a team effort supported by the wisdom and creativity of individuals. With my relationship coaching programs, I take care of newlyweds, engaged couples, And I also split couples up into how long they've been married, whether you've been married for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. They're all different stages. I'm actually in an empty nest stage now. My relationship coaching is unique. It's its own bespoke program, uniquely designed for you. Winning is a team effort. You must agree, you must have mutual understanding and mutual appreciation, and you can have a great relationship. Check me out, marriagework.com. I've got the book for you. You can check me also on Instagram at The Marriage Work. I look forward to seeing you.
Fantastic. And did you hear that? That's coming from someone that has been married for over 35 years. Who is best but to know it all than that has been married for over 35 years? Because most people haven't even made it past 35 days. So we're appreciating having her on the show today. There is a quotation by Dada that says, "True love bears all, endures all, and triumphs." True love bears all, endures all, and triumphs. There is a quotation that says, "True love is not how you forgive, but how you forget. Not what you see, but what you feel. Not how you listen, but how you understand. And not how you let go, but how you hold on." We are going to welcome Christiane back on our screens to share with us some thoughts that she has been reflecting on whilst we've been asking everyone else around. Christiane?
Yeah, what comes through is really like, no matter if you're in a relationship or if you're single and dating and longing for a partner, like, don't be afraid to open your heart. Like, don't be afraid to be really brave and being vulnerable, because often we're holding those protectors around us, but this doesn't gonna get us the intimacy we really desire and we all deserve. So my last words is really like, let down that guard and really show yourself as your authentic self. Like you that's you, and that's what is there, and that's beautiful, and meet the other from your heart and from your vulnerability, and really sharing yourself and letting yourself be seen.
Thank you, Christiane. Thank you so much. Thank you. We appreciate everything we've heard from you today and from all our guests we've had on the show today. Now, we would like to thank Coach Beata, who I have seen, who joins frequently on the show and who was a coach on this show before. And Coach Sandy, I saw that you did come up. She used to be your Groove Back coach, and she's moved on to other coaching levels now, and we will be having her on the show coming up soon. So we would like to thank everyone that's been watching. But before we do anything else, we have a birthday celebration in the house. And as we have that birthday celebration, we have our very own King Darren Samuel. He has got a birthday today, our We Fix It Media, and we would like to play this little video to say happy birthday to him. King Darren Robinson from We Fix It Media, we would like to say thank you for constantly being an amazing director of the show and for every show. And we thank you so much for your hard work. And we would like to say happy birthday to you, King Darren, and remain doing such an excellent job. And I am proud to say King Darren is my son, who I am so proud of. And I'm also very proud of Prince Jordan. I am proud of my other son, Raphael. I'm proud of my nephews, and I am proud of my nieces, and I'm proud of all my children and my daughters. Love you all and love the fact that you join us in every day. We would like to once again thank our coaches for taking time out today from their busy schedule and gracing us with not only their presence, however, by sharing their experiences, their passion, their services. We will be posting their contact details in the box of the comment boxes below so that you can enjoy their services and you can follow them too, and you can be empowered by what they have to offer. We would like to say a massive thank you from the Extraordinary Achievers. I would like to share a scripture. As you know, I jump from quotations to scriptures, because I love quotations and scriptures so much. 1 Corinthians 13 says, and now these three remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. 1 Corinthians 13 says, and now these three remain: faith remains, hope remains, and love remains. But the greatest of these is love. On the Extraordinary Achievers, we celebrate whatever religion you are, belief you have, or anything that you believe in. We celebrate you because we are joined in love. And today we are saying we're celebrating love because that is the greatest of these. We thank you for watching us today, and we would like to ask you to join us in March, where we will be looking at keys to success and the principles of success. Before we go, there's a couple I'd like to celebrate. Their names are Anna and Zhao. They are amazing. They work with me in an amazing way, and they produce little goodies for me every single week. And I would like to say thank you for your contribution. You're an amazing couple. You're a loving couple. I talk to this couple a number of times in the week, and they're always bubbly, happy, and forever smiling. And Tivona comes on our screens and she says, happy birthday. Dioba TJ says, happy birthday, Dada. And we have many happy birthday messages that are coming up. Simon C. Brown says, I love the verse. And we love you, Simon, for tuning in. We would like to say we love you all for tuning in. In March, we're looking at keys to success and the principles of success. We are going to bring our coaches back on the screen just to say thank you to them. Wave them. We will see you, our guests. We will see you, our viewers. We will see our audience from YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, our website every Wednesday at 8 p.m. And as I said, in March, we're looking at keys to success and the principles of success. And I'd like to say to the coaches, thank you so much for joining us. We thank you so much for sharing the information that you shared with us. We shall surely take charge of it, and we shall surely share it with others. I'd like to say we look forward to welcoming you back on the Extraordinary Achievers. But for now, thank you. And to our viewers, thank you, and bye for now.
Thank you for watching. You can now follow us on Facebook and subscribe our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, share, and comment.